Well, good morning. Thanks very much for joining us. Whether it's issues with the MBTA, the commuter rail, the registry of motor vehicles, or just the daily hassles of making it through the traffic, the point person on all of those subjects in state government is the Secretary of Transportation, and we're pleased to have her with us this morning. Stephanie Pollack, welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you very much for coming. So, where do we stand? Here we are, 2 years out from the hellish winter of 2015 when the MBTA collapsed. Where do we stand with the fix? Are we 80% there, 50%? You tell me.
So a lot of progress has been made, not enough of it yet that our customers are seeing. I think they're going to start seeing it soon, because a lot of it was, honestly, we had an agency that was incapable in many ways of running service, buying, running procurements, building things, right? We all found out that they hadn't been spending most of their capital budget, and yet the infrastructure was falling apart. So, we've pushed the annual spending rate from maybe $300–400 million a year to closer to $700–800 million a year. So we're buying new cars. A third of the bus fleet is brand new. I've ordered an entirely new Orange Line fleet. We'll actually people start to see the pilot cars out and about next year. Ordered an entirely new Red Line fleet. We're fixing tracks. We're fixing signals. So literally hundreds of millions have been spent. We've changed over the entire leadership, hired new people. So a lot of work has been done, and I think we're turning the corner. Because
the Democrats have made it clear they're going to make the MBTA a centerpiece of their campaign to unseat Governor Baker. So ultimately, isn't the administration going to be asking consumers to trust you? Because a lot of what you're describing still won't be visible by the time people go to the polls next November, right? So I think it's more than trust us. We've been incredibly transparent. We've gone from having the control board for the T meeting every single Monday to it's now live streamed. So if you want to see it or see the archived ones, they're there for you. Every single day at a website, at the MBTA website, we're posting our on-time performance for the previous day, week, and month for our buses and trains and trucks. And so, for example, 2 years ago, neither the red or orange line was running over 90% on time. Now it is. Keolis still have a long way to go on commuter rail, but individual lines are running better than they are. Third of the buses are new, which means people aren't waiting for buses because their bus broke in service. So there's tangible evidence, and I think that there'll be even more for people to see in 2018. As you know, the consumer watchdog group MassPerg came out with a study challenging those on-time performance metrics, claiming basically the numbers are bogus. For instance, they say that commuter rail methodology on-time statistics don't account for canceled trains or in-station wait times. Are those fair criticisms?
So, there's more than one way to measure on-time performance. The way we measure it is against our schedules when we have them. That's on commuter rail. So what we're telling people is, was your train within 5 minutes of its schedule, which I think is a pretty fair way of measuring it, and how most systems do. So there are other ways, and we're happy to work with MassPerg on them. We use the best data we have. The truth is, if you'd asked the question 3 years ago, what is the T's on-time performance, the answer would have been, so at least we have a way of calculating it that's completely transparent and understandable, that we are willing to put out there every single day to tell people how we're doing.
Why do rider surveys continue to show levels of dissatisfaction that don't match up with that 90% figure you cited?
So, honestly, we have great riders who are filling out, customer satisfaction surveys for us every month, and they've stayed pretty flat. They've actually gone up a little bit, but they've stayed pretty flat. Part of it is, honestly, who's willing to take the time to fill out a survey or go online is maybe not going to be your most contented customers. But we take it seriously, and I think the thing about posting your performance every single day for everyone to see is it makes the team work really harder to see if every single day they can get the performance a little bit better. And we've also put, I would argue, really an A-team in place to do that work.
What's the single biggest obstacle you feel you still face to fixing this?
You know, you can't take 10 or 20 years of not investing in buses and trains and tracks and signals and powers and in 2 years fix all of it. We have a plan. We have billions of dollars identified in revenue. This is not about finding revenue. This is about over the next 5 years, we've made $7–8 billion available to the T, but it does take a certain amount of time to kind of, you know, start turning the ocean liner, spending the money, putting it in the right place, and buying stuff. I mean, the first year we went to fix the third rail, which is what froze up in the winter of 2015,
yeah.
We literally bought all of the third rail manufactured in the United States of America, and it wasn't enough, and we had to do part of the work in year 2 so we could buy more.
We have to take a break here, but you were pretty candid early on in this process about how appalled you were by what you found when you got in there under the hood. And now that you've had several years under the hood, what's the moral of the story here? How did things get so bad? Crystallize it for me.
I think it was a combination of sort of a culture that performance didn't matter, in some cases lack of resources, and honestly, a sort of a we know best and don't bother us. You know, one of the journalists' favorite expressions is sunshine is the best disinfectant, and I think the fact that the T sort of was able to kind of just work out of sight of anyone. I mean, the fact that they weren't spending their capital budget for years and no one knew is unbelievable to me. Like, why wouldn't someone say, we gave you $600 million, did you spend it this year? So I think the combination of the transparency of the work we're doing, the turnover in the leadership and the governance to put smart, dedicated people in, and the making more resources available is the right prescription, and we just need to double down on it.
All right, we'll take that break, and we'll continue our conversation with Stephanie Pollack, the State Secretary of Transportation, in a moment. Please stay with us. Welcome back. We're talking with State Secretary of Transportation, Stephanie Pollack. So, Madam Secretary, the state replaced the long-standing auto inspection system last month with a new provider who was supposed to provide better security against fraudulent inspections and save us money. But the rollout was kind of a disaster. Did you make a mistake?
I think the mistake we made was that we focused a lot on the physical equipment and getting it out and hooked up, and we didn't spend enough time working with the folks at the gas stations who needed to operate that equipment to make sure they knew how to use it, because now you have to take pictures of things, and it's just a little bit different. So the first week or two, I'm not going to be honest with you, it was bumpy, and there were, you know, hundreds of inspection stations that were turning people away. But by, you know, the end of the second week, everybody was up and running. We have over 1,800 inspection stations. By the end of October, as far as we know, everybody who needed a sticker got it, because we actually issued more stickers than we did in October of last year. So could have done better, need to learn from it, but at the end of the day, I would call it more of a hiccup than a disaster.
Well, between the costs to the station owners of all this new equipment, operating it, buying it, and the costs to consumers, inevitably these get passed on to consumers. How are we going to know if this actually has saved us any money?
So it's not going to cost consumers anything, because the fees that the stations can charge for inspections are set by law, and we're not changing that. And the companies all knew what the price was, and they've all opted in. Pretty much everyone who was doing inspections before is doing them. So it's a one-time cost, and we think that at this point we're back to the system that we had in August in terms of the number of places you can get an inspection done for the same price, but it's a better system, and it's a fairer system, and it's harder to be fraudulent.
I mean, there's always a lot of pressure to change and improve, and I think people demand that of government. I mean, was this a necessary change? I've yet to see statistics about fraud that struck me as, well, this is a runaway train that has to be reined in. I'm not condoning any fraud, but was this more cure than the disease warranted?
I don't think so. I mean, the contract was up, so one way or the other we were going to get a new system, and so the question was, you know, what do we want to make sure of? And the inspections exist for two reasons. One is to make sure your car's not pollutant, and one is to make sure it's safe. And this new system is both more accurate in terms of catching cars that are not meeting emissions requirement, and it makes sure that if you have a sticker that says your car is safe, it really is.
Okay, our time is just about up here, but I got to ask you, we were talking before this interview started about the driverless cars. They're experimenting with them in the seaport. I guess now the experiment is expanding to include actually picking up human beings. May God bless and keep them safe. What do you think of driverless car technology? Is it a good idea? Are you skeptical?
So I think a lot of the things that cars are going to be able to do before they get to the point where we don't have to drive them anymore. The ability to stop if they're about to hit someone, you know, not drift out of their lane, do the parking, all of that are features of cars that are going to be great for all of us because they now have the cameras and the computers to do stuff. Fully autonomous cars without people is something that we're very interested. You know, we are an innovation state, so we want to be a place where those companies want to be, where they want to test, but, you know, we're always going to put safety first, and we're not going to have them widely, you know, out on our streets until we're really sure that the technology is up to snuff. I would point out, people driving cars kill 40,000 of their of people, and last year alone in Massachusetts there were 50 more fatalities on the roads than the year before. So the number one argument is that autonomous cars may drive better than people do in an era where we have so many distractions now when we're behind the wheel.
Well, that's a terrible commentary on the drivers. But look, one last quick thing I want to slip in here. Correct me if I'm wrong. My understanding was the governor had said that you would not seek an extension of the waiver of the Pacheco law that allows the T to experiment with privatization much more easily than when that law was applied. Is that the case?
So at this point,
it expires this summer, right?
It does expire, and right now the parts of the T that we really feel could benefit from the private sector, we're on track to bring them all in. So at the moment there's no plan to ask for an extension, but you know, our goal really is to use that tool that the legislature gave us in the toolkit. It's been an important tool in the toolkit for fixing the cash room and fixing the warehouse, and we're looking at it for bus maintenance. And, you know, if we feel like we need that tool in the future, we can always have that conversation later.
Last I heard, you only had one bidder for the bus maintenance contract. If that's not resolved by the time this waiver expires, will you seek to extend it?
So I can't talk about a procurement we're in the middle of, but I think that we're on track to strike the right balance. When it comes to bus maintenance, there's a ton we're doing anyway on our own. We're only looking at 3 of the 9 garages, so those need to be more cost effective. We're negotiating with the unions, and we're looking at the private sector, and that's kind of the road we're going to continue on.
You got a full platter.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
Appreciate it. Let's talk again soon. That's it for me. Now I'm going to send it back over to my colleagues for more WBZ News.